Good evening to all now present over here. I welcome you all to PRAGNAVARIDHI lecture series conducted for second year BAM students. Before that, I would like to give a small introduction on Panchajanya. Panchajanya, the divine conch of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, which was blown during the Kurukshetra, indicating the start of the Dharma Yuddha that followed. There, all the efforts were done for the establishment of Dharma. Dharma was kept over personal relations and motives. Keeping the same motive in our mind, our organization will work towards establishing the importance and necessity of following and imbibing Bharatiya culture, accepting our roots and making people realize the true essence of Ayurveda, not only as a treatment modality, but also as a way of life. All these while walking in the path of Dharma. Hence the motto, Shreyam Bharatiyam Arogyam Ayurvediyam. With this aim in our mind, I would like to welcome you all to Pragnavarthi lecture series conducted for the second year students. Today we have with us Vaidya Rashmi B A. Ma'am has completed a UG in 2012 and PG in 2017 from STM Hassan. She has 5 years of PG teaching experience and a total of 7 years of UG teaching experience. Previously, Ma'am has worked for Government Ayurvedic Medical College, Bangalore for 5 years as an assistant professor in ROGA department. Presently, he is working as an associate professor, Department of Roga Nidana, SJGAMC, Koppal, and she's pursuing her PhD from SJ Udupi under the guidance of Dr. Prasanna N. She has published 15 plus articles in peer-reviewed journals and presented around 15 plus papers in national and international conferences. She has worked as an organizing secretary for conduction of one-day state-level workshop on Nadi Pariksha called Nadi Nidarshanam in the month of July and August 2024 at SJGAMC Koppal. We welcome you, ma'am. Handing over the session to you.
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकयं चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. ॐ गविसिद्धेश्वराय नमः. Namaste all. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you team Panchajanya for having me here today. As an alumni of SDM, I am very much delighted to be part of this SDM organization program Pragnavaridi lecture series. So upon request on topic on AMA and AVARANA for the exam going batch UG students, I am dealing with this particular topic, critical review on the concept of AMA and AVARANA. So we'll be covering the topics or the points as mentioned in your syllabus, patient syllabus points, and probable correlation to these particular topics. So without wasting much time, we'll move on. I hope the screen is visible. So going to the lotus feet of Lord Dhanvantari. So what is disease or roga defined as? Ashtanga Hridayakara defines roga as rogastu dosha vaishamyam dosha samyam arogata. So rogastu dosha vaishamyam. Roga is because of vaishamya of the doshas in the body, and vaishamya can be in the form of vriddhi, kshaya, prakopa, etc. So likewise, Dosha Samyam Arogata. So our aim should be reaching Arogata to attain health. So how this health can be attained? Health can be attained by achieving the Dhatu Samyata. So that is our aim. So moving to Vararuchi. So what Vararuchi says? He says, Nirama dehasya hi beshajani bhavanti yuktani, amrutopamani bhavanti yuktani, amrutopamani. That means treatment only should always be given to the Nirama Sharira, then only it acts like a Amrita, Amrutopamani. Virtually all the diseases have their source from Amadosha. So even one of the synonyms given, Amaya, that means that which is because of Ama. Amaya is a Vyadi. Amaya indicates it. So the foremost step after intake of wholesome diet and daily regimen is vitiation of the Agni, and this malfunctioning Agni will produce Ama. So let me throw some light on Agni before moving to the topic Ama. So Agni, what we all consider Agni, it's a digestive fire. We consider the prime Agni, Chatra Agni. So Agni in the Vedic term meaning transforming or burning. It is composed of different types of enzymes responsible for good digestion. So Agni, we consider it as a digestive fire, and that can be understood as a enzymes responsible for the good digestion. So, what are these enzymes? The main enzymes responsible for the digestion are, according to the modern science, the amylase, lipase, protease. What these enzymes will do? These will break down carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in the food, so body can absorb them further. So, amylase, it breaks carbohydrates to sugars produced in the salivary glands or by the pancreas. So this is about Agni. So let us see what are the four main types of Agni, physiological as well as pathological. So physiological time is the type of Agni is Samagni. Samagni is nothing but the balanced state of Agni, which is responsible for our health. So what about the pathological states of Agni? There are three different pathological states of Agni. One is Vishamagni, that is due to predominance of Vata. It is irregular type of Agni. Next is Tikshnagni. It is by predominance of Pitta. It can be considered as a hypermetabolism state. Next is the last Mandagni. It is due to predominance of Kapha dosha, that is hypometabolism. So it is rightly said in our Ayurveda science, Rogaha sarve api mandagnu sutaram udarani tu. So this has been explained in Ashtanga Hridaya Nidanasthana 12th chapter in the Udara Nidanadhyaya. So why in Udara Nidanadhyaya only? They have given importance for Mandagni. So that is the severe state or the severe condition, because that has been come because of the Mandagni. So among the more main four types of Agni, Mandagni we are concerned here in with respect to Ama. So Mandagni is achieved because of the Kapha predominance food items consuming of cold oil, heavy, dense substances, leading to the signs and symptoms like poor appetite, sluggish digestion, slow metabolism, and a person will be, because of all these, lethargic. So it is the Mandagni state achieved because of the heavy, dull, cold, oily, slimy substances intake. So overall, now you can consider Ama as a product of poor digestion, which is very cold, dull, liquid in nature, very hot, heavy, and gross. So it is very important to understand the Agni and Ama relationship. So how are the relation between Agni and Ama? So first is the Agni. Agni is said to be Ushna, Tikshna, and Lagu by its guna, and it is very subtle in nature. What about Ama? Ama is Shita. It is Manda. It is very Guru, very gross in nature. So by seeing this, you can understand both are having opposite qualities, both are contrary to each other. So thus, generally, as the digestive fire increases, the formation of the Ama increases. This is in general. So let's us moving into the topic proper, concept of Ama. So what is the etymology? Ama, it is derived from the Am Dhatu and Nich Pratyaya. That means the element which is incompletely metabolized or partially metabolized is called as Ama. Nich Amyate Gamyate Pakadyartamiti Amaha, said by Madhukosha. Pakadyartamiti, it is incompletely metabolized or partially metabolized. So he said, Amyate Pidiyate Sroto Samuho Anena Ityamaha. It is the product that brings discomfort in the srotas. Sroto Samuho Anena Iti Amaha Pidiyate. So amyate, ishat pachyate, karmani, gat pakarahitam. So the element which is incompletely metabolized or partially metabolized is called as ama. So according to Vachaspathyam, the word ama is derived as follows. So coming to the Nirukti here, Vachaspati, the word ama, literal meaning can be considered as a plus ma ama, wherein a is the prefix to verbs and nouns, which is indicative of near, near to, or towards. A refers to towards or nearing to, and ma is poison. So ama denotes a element or group of element which is near to poison or act like a poison. This is ama. So ama, it's a substance which remains unripe, uncooked, immature, or incompletely oxidized or metabolized and undigested. It means the substance which is still unripe and undergoes further digestion. Coming to the disease proper here, various definitions of ama. So first and foremost is ushmano alpabalatvena dhatu madhyam apachitam dushtamamashayam gatam rasamamam prachakshate. Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana 13th chapter. It says, so, as soon as the completion of initial digestion process, the prasada bhaga will get converted or separated from the kitta bhaga. So, the first useful nutrition rich part is considered as a rasadhatu. So, but what happens here? Ushmano alpabalatvena dhatu madhyam apachitam. So, due to lack of strength in the Jatragni, the adya rasadhatu, that is nothing but rasadhatu, Adya Dhatu, does not get properly formed. It remains uncooked, undigested, it remains in immature form, it gets vitiated and remains in Amashaya itself, Dushtam Amashayam Gatam, and thus it is known as Ama. Next definition, आमाशयस्तः कायग्नि दौर्बल्यादविपाचितः आद्य आहार धातुर्यः स आमा इति कीर्तितः. This reference is from Madhav Nidana 25th chapter, second shloka. So it says, due to the daurbalya of the kayagni, amashayastah kayagni, daurbalyad avipachitah, so the ahara rasa is not properly formed. Adya ahara dhaturya sa ama iti kirtitaha. So, not properly formed rasadhatu in the amashya, in this state itself is termed as ama. As soon as the completion of the initial digestion, the prasada bhaga gets separated from the kitta, and the first useful nutrition rich part is considered as a rasadhatu. So, due to lack of strength in the jadragni, the adya rasadhatu does not get properly formed. It remains uncooked, undigested, and remains in immature form, which is the weakest form. It gets vitiated and stays in amashya for a long time, and thus, as it stays in the amashya, it is known as ama. Moving to one more reference, one more definition. Anye doshebhya evati dushtebhyo anyonya murchanat kodravebhyo vishasyeva vadantyāmasya sambhavam. So others opine, anye doshebhya, others opine that ama is formed after mixing with vata, the agitated doshas, like formation of visha after mixing with various kinds of kodravas. So in the commentary he says anyonya murchanat means paraspara mishri bhava, amalgamation of the doshas here with vatadi, agitated doshas, like formation of visha after mixing with various kinds of kodravas. This is the simile he is giving, that after mixing up of kodravas, the whatever visha product is produced after fermentation of the kodravas, it is similar like that. So here, kodrava, what is kodrava actually? Kodrava, it is called as a kodo millet. It is a kudanya. So upon keeping it for a long time, mixing up, it undergoes fermentation and forms a visharupatam further. So vishasyeva vadantyamasya sambhavam. So as prior to fermentation, in Kodrava, there was no any Visha. Similarly, prior to vitiation of the Vata the dosha, there was no any Ama. This is how you need to understand this. According to Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana 8th chapter, he says, Ama dosham mahagoram varjayet vishasanyakam. So it is very dreadful and hence considered as a poison. Mahagoram varjayet. It is very dreadful and hence varjayet. It is considered as a poison. Next, one more definition. Aharasya rasah shesho yonapakko agnilagavat samulam sarvaroganam. The second line is very, very important. So he says, Ama is the mula for roganam. Samulam Sarvaroganam, reference taken from Madhavanidana, 25th chapter, Madhukrosha commentary. So, due to feebleness of the Agni, Rasahashesho, Aharasya Rasahashesho, Yona Pakvo Agni Lagavat. So, a residue of Ahara Rasa will is still remains left undigested, and it is the root cause for all. It means here you need to understand ama is the root cause for all sort of diseases. So it is the essential factor in the development of pathology. So it contributes to a synonym of the disease called amaya, a condition produced by ama. Next definition, Jataranala Daurbalyat Avipakvastuyo Rasaha, Sa Amasanyako Dehe Sarvadosha Prakopanaha. The Rasadhatu formed by the depletion of the Jatra Agni is termed as Ama. Jataranala Daurbalyat Avipakvastuyo Rasaha, Sa Amasanyako Dehe Sarvadosha Prakopanaha. This is very important last line. Sarvadosha Prakopanaha. This Ama will result in the Prakopa of all the three doshas. It is the Karana for the prakopa of all the three doshas. So coming to almost all the definition which has been quoted by Madhavakara in Madhavanidana 25th chapter. So all these shlokas are very, very important for your exam point of view. You need to by heart all these things. Already I have discussed all these. Ushmana alpabalattvena dhatu madhyama pachitam dushtamamashayam gatam rasamamam prachakshate. One more is Amashayastah Kayagnir Daurbalyada Vipachitaha Adya Ahara Dhaturya Sa Ama iti Kirtitaha. Next definition, Avipakvam Asamyuktam Durgandam Bahupichilam Sadanam Sarvagatranam Ama ityabhijivat Ityabhidiyate avipakva, which is undigested, asamyuktam, not properly formed, it is durgandakara, which emits foul smell, it is bahupichilam, which is very, very slimy, sadanam sarvagatranam Amaityabhidiyate. So Sadanam Sarvagatranam, it causes the Gatra Sadana, Sarvagatra. So this is Ama. One more is Aharasya Rasaha Shesho Yona Pakko Agnilagavat Sa Moolam Sarvaroganam Amaityabhidiyate. This I have already discussed. And one more very, very important according to Madhukoshakara, it is Tatacha Pare, others opine, Ama Mannarasam Kechit Mala Sanchayam, Pratama Dosha Dushtimcha, Kechidamam Prachakshate. So this is particularly asked in your syllabus point. What is Annarasa Kechit, what is Malasanchaya, what is Pratama Dosha Dushti? So this is explained by Madhavakara here. So what is it? Different views by others. So first view is Amam Annarasam Kechit. That means the first view, it is the improperly digested food. And the second view is Kechit Malasanchayam. It is due to accumulation of the malas in different parts of the body. And the third view is Pratama Dosha Dushtim. That is the stages of the Dosha Dushti, which states first stage of the Dosha Dushti itself is Ama. This is said by Madhavakara. So Pratama Dosha Dushtim cha. So this is the very, very important shloka according to Madhavakara. You need to by heart all these shloka for exam point of view. Next is one more according to Charakacharya. So there is no any direct definition of ama available in Charaka Samhita, but in 15th chapter Chikitsa Sthana, while describing the Grahani pathogenesis, while explaining regarding different hetus for the Agni Dushti, he has explained there is a reference for ama. What is it? Dushyatyaग्निः स दुष्टो अन्नं न तत् पचति लघ्वपि अपच्यमानं शुक्तत्वं यात्यन्यं विषरूपताम्. So this is from Charaka Chikitsa, 15th chapter, Grahani Adhyaya. He says, due to Nidana Sevana, when Agni is vitiated, Dushyati Agnihi Sadushto Annam, it becomes incapable of digesting the indigested food. So there will be Apachyamanam. What happens further? So this apachyamana food stays in amashaya for a long time. It attains shuktatva. It undergoes fermentation. Ya shuktatvam yatyannam visharupatam. So upon staying there in amashaya, undergoing shuktatva, and further, if it remains like that, only if it is remain. If it is left untreated, then it reaches or it attains visharupatam, and this undigested food after getting fermented turns into poisonous element, that is Visha. So this is the importance. This has been explained very well by Chirakacharya. So coming to overall interpretation of Ama. So far whatever shlokas we have discussed. So let's revise it in short. So first he says apakva annarasa formed due to jatragni durbalyata. The second is apakva pratama rasadhatu formed due to apakva annarasa. The third is rasaraktadi dhatus formed as a result of uttarottara dhatvagni mandya. And the fourth, its gunas are avipakvam asamyuktam durgandam bahupichilam. So that which is formed due to malasanchaya amam annarasam kechit malasanchaya, that which is due to malasanchaya. So all these which is formed due to dosha dushti, all these are considered as ama. So this is what you need to understand. You need to interpret all these different ama definitions according to different acharyas. So next, moving on to hetu. So what are the different hetu responsible for the formation of ama? So nacha khalu kevalam atimatram meva ahara rashim ama pradoshakaram ichanti. So it is not only the quantum of food which causes for the formation of the ama, which is the reason for the ama. So undigested, not metabolized food in the body, but also he says api tu kalu, intake of guru, ruksha, shita, shushkana, dvishta ahara. So what is dvishta? The ahara which is disliked by the consumer or the person, that is dvishta. Dvishta, vishtambi ahara, that which is highly constipating. Vidahi Ashu Viruddhanam Akale Annapananam, intake of Viruddhahara, doing Akala Annapana Sevana, untimely intake of food. Then in, one more is you need to appreciate here. He is telling even influence of mental faculties. What are those mental faculties here affected? That is kama, krodha, lobha, mada, irshya, shoka, manodvega, bhaya, upatapta, manasam. So one who is afflicted with all these mental faculties, definitely he is going to suffer from it is the result. So intake of food while the mind is being afflicted with the all these above said kama krodadi, so that will lead and also responsible for the cause for formation of the ama. This reference is taken from Charaka Vimanasthana, second chapter. Next is, so here in this image you can see a person highly living in a sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary lifestyle in the sense always comfortable in sitting posture in one particular posture and keep on eating the things, not at all interested in anything, always restricted to one particular position, keep on eating, munching the foods, all kind of junk foods, keep on sitting in one position and gazing the things, or continuously watching TV. So nowadays, this is the present lifestyle of all of us. We do not give importance for the physical activity, and thus whatever the food we eat, and definitely we are going to eat more and more. That is because of without physical activities, it remains undigested and going to stay in amashya for a long time. So leading to ama visha, all these conditions. Another causes of vitiation of Agni, one more reference is from Charaka Chikitsa 15 chapter Grahani Adhyaya. He says, Abhojanat, Ajiranath, Atibhojanat, Vishamashanat. So, abhojanat means excessive starvation is also a causative factor. Ajirnati bhojana. So, indulging in food intake even after there is a indigestion. So, already there is a indigestion. Still, it can be because of influence of any mental faculties. That is also can be a reason here. Food intake, although there is a indigestion, that means overeating and irregular habit of eating, vishamashana, untimely eating, all these are responsible. Asatmya, which is not at all wholesome to one particular person. Guru, Shita, Ati, Ruksha, Ahara, Sandushta, Bojana, that which is affected. And one more he says, third line, you can see because of following up of faulty procedures of virechana, vamana, sneha, vibrama, vireka, vamana, sneha, vibrama. That means the perversion of these procedures, not following them accordingly, and leading to emaciation and person who is suffering from emaciation of body due to the disease. That is Vyadi Karshanat. And one more is Desha Kala Rutu Vaishamya. So, Desha Kala Rutu Vaishamya. How to understand this? So, sudden migration to any particular place, that which is not at all suitable for that particular person, and of the time and the season, and all these are contributory for formation of the ama because of the hyperfunctioning of the agni there, and suppression of the natural urges, that is veganamcha vidaranat. These are the causes for the agni dusha. He says dushyat agnihi. So this already I have explained you. This is explained by Charakacharya. So this definition I have already explained you. So thus vitiated digestive agent forms an intermediate substance called ama, which turns into shuktatva during fermentation and finally turns into a poisonous substances, that is ama visha visharupatam apachyamanam shuktatvam yatyannam visharupatam. So coming to different ama properties. So what are the ama properties here? Ama lakshanam chaivam patanti dravam guru anekavarnam hetuhu sarvaroganam snigdam pichilam ama tantumad baddashulam durganda ityadi. References taken from Ashtanga Hridayakara. This has explained by Ashtanga Hridayakara in Sutrasthana 13th chapter. That is, it is drava, it is liquid in nature, it is very guru, very heavy for digestion. Aneka varna, it is mixed or it is forming all different types of varna. Hetuhu sarva roganam, so it is the culprit behind all the formation of the diseases. Hetuhu sarva roganam. Snigdam, it is very snigdha. Pichilakara, very slimy. Amam, tantumad. How to understand the word tantumad? Tantumad is whenever you imagine you check, you place the guda in between your thumb and index finger to check for the consistency, right? So that is tantumad. So thready like consistency, that will be the ama. Thready like consistency. Anubadha shulam, associated with various types of pain. It is very durganda, it is emitting foul smell. So all these are lakshanas of the, or the properties, gunas of the ama. One more is avipakvam, asamyuktam, durgandam, bahupichilam, durgandam bahupichilam, sadaram sarvagatranam, Sarvaroganam Amaithyabhidiyate. So it is avipakva. It is not properly digested. Asamyuktam, durgandam, bahupichilam, sadanam sarvagatranam. It is causative factor for the sarvagatra sadana. This is ama. These are the gunas of ama. Next, moving on to samanya ama lakshana. Very, very important. So, what are the samanya ama lakshanas explained? So it is nothing but Sroto Roda Balabdramsha. In the first year itself, we have studied in Ashtanga Hridaya, right? Reference Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana 13th chapter. He says the Lakshanas of Ama are Samanya Lakshanas, Sroto Roda Balabdramsha, Gauravanila Mudataha, Alasya Paktinishtiva, Malasangaro Chiklamaha, Lingam Malanam Samanam, Niramanam Viparyaha. So what are these? Let us study one by one. Srotoroda. So the normal functioning of these srotas is very, very important in maintaining the healthy state. Due to the properties like pichila, snigdhata, ama adheres to the walls of srotas, and as a result of this, lumen of srotas becomes very, very narrowed. That is why it is called as srotoroda. Once this narrowing of the lumen occurs, the normal functioning of the srotas get highly disturbed. Next is balabramsha. Why this balabramsha? It is caused due to systemic effect of the ama while circulating all over the body. So it is because of lack of proper nutrition. Thus, throughout the body, the working power of the dosha, dhatu, and mana gets reduced. Next is guru athva gaurava. Ama causes heaviness in the body, different parts of the body. When ama accumulates at different sites, the heaviness will be felt. Next is Anila Mudata. Very important. How to understand this? Ama causes Rotavaroda. in srotas, and hence there is an obstruction in normal flowing through the lumen. Similarly, here due to srotoroda, free flow of the Vayu becomes obstructed, and that condition is termed as anilamudata. Next is alasya. Alasya, it is due to psychological effect produced by the presence of ama along with effect of guruta, etc. Patient suffering from ama gets disturbed psychologically and becomes unable to perform his normal bodily activities. Next is apakti. It is because of the vicious circle sets in due to production of ama. That is, due to agrimandya, ama is produced. Now the ama again causes agrimandya, and hence this apakti symptom is seen. Next is nishtiva. Nishtiva means when food is not digested properly, a reflex is set there, which increases the salivary secretions and results in the frequent spitting. There is much and much secretions, mouth secretions there. Next is malasanga. It is again due to srotoroda caused by the mahasrotas level, also due to properties of pichila, snigdatva, etc. So next is aruchi. Aruchi, this shows the effect of sama over psych. Due to improper digestion, the patient has loss of desire for taking the food. Next is klama. What is this klama? It has been explained as in the commentaries, anayasajanyashramaha klamaha. That means in the state, the patient feels like exhausted even after without doing any sort of work. Without doing any sort of work, patient is feeling exhausted. That is called as klama. Again, this is due to damaged caused due to in the entire body by the circulating ama. So these are the main symptoms produced due to presence of ama in the body at various levels, and association of these symptoms along with the signs and symptoms of disease helps to diagnose the disease as sama or nirama, on which treatment depends. Yes, so this is ama. So here you can see the fatigueness, all these in this particular slide. You can see all sort of symptoms, all the fatigue, heaviness, malaise. There is obstruction to the channels. There is indigestion. So uncleanliness, mental confusions. All these are attained. Next, moving to one more important concept called sama. So what is this sama? So it is been defined as Amena Tena Samprokta, Dosha Dushyascha Dushita, Sama Ityupadishyante, Echa Rogas Tadudbhavaha. This is taken from Ashtanga Hridaya 13th chapter. He says, Amena Tena Samprokta, Dosha Dushyascha Dushita. That means it is Ama when gets associated with the Dushita Vatadi Dosha and Rasaraktadi Dhatus, or the dushyas, the complex formed is called as sama. And the disease formed out of this particular sama is termed as sama roga. For example, sama tisara, sama jvara, etc. So in Ayurveda, there is a notion that disease is an outcome of food, and thus the nature of the food consumed, the process of assimilation to the body system plays a crucial role in the disease genesis. So, Todramalla, he says that in Ayurveda practice, avastha refers to Sama and Nirama avastha. So, now you need to consider Sama and Nirama as a two different avasthas. Nirama avastha is this modified state of the diseased condition characterized by less severe symptoms. So, once Sama is converted to Niramata, and then only we can our treatment approach should be there. So nirama means there can be presentation of less severe symptoms when compared to amavastha or the sama condition. Okay. So next, what is nirama then? On the opposite, niramanam viparyayaha. He uses the word viparyaya in the same shloka while explaining the samanya nidanas for the ama. Okay, so what are those symptoms opposite to ama are the nirama lakshanas, like there will be no any obstruction in the channels, regaining the strength, bala, attaining the lightness, lagutva, vata moves freely in its own path, it becomes active, there is a proper digestion, no any excessive secretions in the oral cavity, no obstruction for urine, stools, flatters, desire to take the food, and free from exhaustion. Definitely, whatever we have explained, whatever has been explained in the Samanya, Ama, Nidanas, same thing exactly opposite what we are seeing here. Whatever I have explained now, that lakshanas can be seen here. Niramana vipareha. So that is how it has to be understood. So there are totally sama doshas, sama, vata, pitta, kapha. Likewise, nirama, vata, pitta, kapha, 3. Next, sama dhatu, 7. Sama, rasa, rakta, mamsa, medha, asti, majja, shukra. Likewise, nirama, rasa, rakta, mamsa, medha, asti, majja, shukra. And the last is sama, malas, sama, purisha, mutra. Also, we can consider sweda. So these are all the different sama, dosha, dhatu, and mala. Further, I'll be discussing regarding Sama dosha and Sama mala. Sama dhatus are explained in the context of Srotas that has been explained in Charaka Sutra 28th chapter under Dhatu Pradoshaja Vikaras. That means all the Dhatu Pradoshaja Vikaras itself, you have to consider it as a Sama dhatus, Sama dhatu Lakshana. That is how you need to understand. Next slide. So let us see one by one in detail Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Sama and Nirama Lakshanas that we will discuss now. So first and foremost is Sama Vata Lakshana. So what is the Sama Vata? So he says, Vayuhu samo vibando agni sada tandra antrakujanehi vedana shofanistodahi kramasho angani pidayan vicharedyuga pachapi gruhnati kupito vrisham snehadyehi vriddhimapnoti suryamegodayenishi. That means symptoms of samavayu are vibanda. That means constipation, agni sada, there is a sluggish in the metabolism or it is indigestion. Tandra, it can be considered as sleeplessness or the drowsiness. Sthaimithya, so how to understand sthaimithya? It is nothing but feeling as if covered by a wet cloth. There is shofa, swelling, gaurava, heaviness in the body, antrakujana, that means increased peristaltic sounds, vedana, pain all over the body. There is a nistoda, pricking type of pain, kramasho angani pidayet. So what is it? Vedana shofanistodahi kramasho angani pidayet. The body parts will get gradually affected with the pain, swelling, etc. There is snigdhata, unctuousness of the skin, arochaka, anorexia, then alasya, there is a kind of lethargy, there is a weakness, laziness, shaitya, there is feeling of cold, agnihani, loss of digestive power. So next is vicharet yuga pachapi, the last but one line, vicharet yuga pachapi, when the ama and vata associate become strong, they get more and more vitiated further and travel all over the body, vicharet, and produce painful conditions wherever they happen to settle, damaging the tissues and organs in the process. This will happen. That is called Vicharedyuga Pachapi. Snehadyehi Vriddhimapnoti. That means this condition gets aggravated, gets worse on usage of Snehadravya like oil or ghee for external massage also, or internal also oral consumption, use of seer internal consumption. Then Surya Megodayena Shri Vriddhim Apnoti, that means gets aggravated when exposed to early morning sunrise, that is Atapa, then cloudy Megodaye, cloudy climate, and Nishi during the night time. So this is Sama, Vata, Lakshana. There is Katurasa, Abhilasha here. Sneha Dehi Prabhuddhim Apnoti, Surya Megodaye, Nishi. This is Sama, Vata, Lakshana. Contrary to this, Nirama, Vata, Lakshana. So Niramo Vishado Ruksho, Nirvibando Alpavedanaha, Viparita Gunai Shanti, Snigdharyati Visheshataha. That means symptoms of Niramavata are it becomes Nirama Vishada, that means which becomes clear, Ruksha, transparent, Vishada, it is transparent and clear, Rukshata, dryness, Nirvibando, that is free from obstruction to normal movements of the Vata. There is a mild pain subsides by Vata, alleviating therapies like oleation, Viparita Gunaihi Shanti Snigdairyati Visheshataha. That means Viparita Guna Shantim gets specified by the antagonist qualities like snigdha, usage of oiliness, unctuousness, ushna, etc. This is Nirama Vata Lakshana. Next is Samapitta Lakshana. So Samapitta Durgandam Haritam Shyavam Pittam Amlam Ganam Guru Amlika Kanta Ruddahakaram Samam Vinirtishet. So what you can see here, Durgandata, foul smell will be there. Harita Shyava, a greenish or blackish color of the Pitta. Then amlam, pitta acquires the sour taste. Here it attains amlata. Ghanam, pitta becomes denser and stable. That means when placed over a surface of water, due to sama pitta, it doesn't float. It further it sinks to bottom because of the sama. Then Guru, it is very heavy. Amlika, manifestation of sore belchings. Kanta Hriddaha Karam. Kantadaha Hriddaha, burning sensation in the Kanta Pradesha as well as burning in the epigastric region. These are all Sama Pitta Lakshana. Next is Nirama Pitta Lakshana. Atamra Pitamatyushnam, Rase Katukamastiram, Pakvam Vigandam Vigneyam, Ruchipatru Bhaktru Balapradam. So Nirama Pitta Lakshanas are quite opposite to the Samapitta, whatever we have discussed. So the color attained is Atamra Pita, coppery and yellowish color. Atyushnam, increased warmthness. Katukam Astiram, attains pungent taste, which spreads and mixes with water very easily. Astiram, that is why it is called Astira. Pakvam, that means it gets Pakvam, Vigandam, Vigneyam, Ruchipatru, Balapradam. So, Vigandam, absence of foul smell. Astira, you can consider as Pitta is unstable, breaks into fragments here. Ruchipradam enhances the taste in body, taste in the food. Bhakti Pradam enhances the digestive capacity. Balapradam, thereby it increases the strength and immunity of the individual. This is Sama and Nirama Pitta Lakshana. Next is Samakafa Lakshana. Avilastantula Hastyanaha Kantadeshe Avatishtate Samu Balaso Durgandihi Kshududgara Vigata Kurat. So what is it? So he says Samakafa Lakshanas are there is an increased turbidity, avilata in the stool, mutra, purisha, and other waste substances of the body. It attains tantumata, thready inconsistency, sthanaha, very thick, and it stagnates in the throat. Kantadeshe avatishtati, that particular samakafa stagnates in the throat, and samo balaso durgandehi kshududgara vigata krat. So balaso refers to here kapha. Samo balaso durgandihi, it emits the foul smell. Durgandihi, complete lack of appetite, complete lack of appetite, and obstructs the erectations. Vigatakrit. So, complete lack of appetite and erectation. So, this is Sama Kapha Lakshanas. Next is Nirama Kapha Lakshana, quite opposite to this. Fenavan Pinditaha Pandu Nissaro Aganda Evacha Pakvaha Sa Eva Vigneya Chedavan Vaktra Shuddhikrit. So Nirama Kapha Lakshanas are, it is Fenavan, it is very frothy, free from the threads. There it was Tantumat, here it is Pinditaha. Then Pandu Nissaro, it attains the pallor, it is clear like substances. Saro Agandha Evacha. So here it is free from foul smell, Niramata, which is properly digested. Pakvaha sa eva vigneya chedavan vaktra shuddhikrit, and it cleanses the oral cavity. Next is Samamutra Lakshana. So Samamutra Lakshana, exact shloka, direct reference in the Brihatras you cannot find. But Samamutra Lakshana assessment through Thaila Bindu Pariksha explained by Yoga Ratnakara can be considered here. The following characteristic properties indicates the Sama condition of the Mutra. That means if drop of Thaila floats over the urine surface but doesn't spread, indicates the disease which becomes difficult to cure. Krichra. Okay. Then, if tila drop sinks in urine, it indicates incurability of the diseases. There is an increased frequency and micturition and increased turbidity in appearance of urine. Then it is indicative of Sama Mutra Lakshana. Next is Nirama Mutra Lakshana. Pramehino yada mutram apichilam anavilam vishada tiktam katukam tada Arogyam prachakshate. So this reference you can find indirectly stating regarding the Nirama Mutra Lakshana in the Prameha Chikitsa. So Shruta Chikitsa, 12th chapter, he says normal quantity with normal frequency of the urine, which attains normal color and consistency when there is no any pain, which is very clear, and there is no any discomfort in the Mutravaha Sroto Avayava, then it is considered as a Nirama Mutra Lakshana. Next, moving on to Sama Nirama Pariksha Lakshana. This has been explained by Sushruta in Sushruta Samhita Uttarasthana 40th chapter. He says, Samsrushtam ebir doshaistu nestam apsvavasidati purisham brushadurgandim vichinnam cha amasanyakam etaneva tulingani viparitani yasyatu lagavam cha manusyasya tasya pakvam vinirdishet. So, Samsrushtam ebir doshaistu, when Purisha combines with the doshita dosha, dhatu and other malas, nyastum apsvavasidati. So what he says, nyastam apsvavasidati. So it forms when Purisha combines with all these dushita dosha, dhatu and other malas, it sinks in water and it forms the splitted stool. That means Purisham Brushadurgandim. It emits very foul smell, which in it is splitted to stool which is in association with the ama. So that is what explained here in first two lines. Samsushtam ebirdosha nestam apsovasidati Purisham Brushadurgandim Vichinnam cha amasinnitam. Next two lines stating about the Nirama Purisha. Etanevatu lingani viparitani yasyatu lagavam cha manusyasya tasya pakvam vinirdishet. So, by this, by seeing this, what you can understand is this is a method which was used in the ancient times to detect the presence of ama in the stool. Ama is considered as an important cause not only for the gastrointestinal disorder but also as the cause of many systemic diseases such as Jwara, Mavata, etc. So to detect the early presence of ama, this Jala Nimajjana Purisha Pariksha was used. The Sama Nirama Purisha Lakshana Pariksha is Jala Nimajjana Pariksha. So the procedure here upon testing the mala, the Sama mala is that which sinks in water, apsvavasidati, then brusham durgandim, and which is vichinna. These are all Sama mala. Nirama mala is that which forms lagavam, jalaplavam, that means that which floats on the water, and durgandha rahita, quite opposite to Sama. It is jaloplavana, durgandha rahita, and apichila. It is not pichila here. So that is why it is considered as a Nirama Purisha Lakshana. Okay. Next, coming to Sama Nirama Sweda Lakshana. So Sama Sweda Lakshana, so directly there is nowhere mentioned it as a Sama Sweda, but in the chapter Charaka Samhita Vimana, 5th chapter Srota Vimana, they have explained regarding Sroto Dushti Lakshana of Swedava Srota. That itself you can consider as Samasveda Lakshana. What is it? Asvedanam, Matisvedanam, Parushyam, Matislakshanatam, Angasya Paridaha, Lomaharsham cha Društva, Svedavahanyasya Srotamsi, Pradushtani iti Vidya. That means Asvedana, Atisvedana. Either there is excessive perspiration or absence of perspiration. Then Parushya, Rukshata, roughness. Then excessive smoothness of the body, Slakshnata Angasya. Then burning sensation, excessive Paridaha, Sarvangadaha, Paridaha, burning all over the skin, then foul smell, drishtva, svedavahanyasya srotamsi, pradushtani, iti vidyat. There can be even itching sensation, manifest the derangement in the function of svedava, srotas, which itself can be considered as a samasveda lakshana. So quite opposite to this is niramasveda lakshana. There is a normal perspiration, there is no any parushyata here, no any paridaha, no any kandu, so free from foul smell from the body. All these are Niramasveda Lakshanas. Next, moving on to importance of Sama Niramata. I told you these are two different stages of the disease, Sama and Nirama. So what is the clinical importance of understanding the Sama and Niramata? So mainly for the treatment purpose, based on the avastha of dosha, whether it is Sama or Nirama. So simile has been given in the classics that squeezing of rasa from apakva phala. So without giving The treatment like Deepana Pachana in Samavasta, if one attains to treat it with Shodhana line of treatment, it is nothing but squeezing a rasa from the apakwa phala. That means you will not get any rasa from a fruit which is not matured, right? It should be fruit. It should not be a unripened one. It should be fruit in order to get the or squeeze the rasa from it. That is why first and foremost for the sama condition one has to treat it with deepana pachana, and upon that once it is attained to Niramavastha, one can plan for the Shodhanadi procedures based on the predominancy of dosha and bala, etc. So, when Sama dosha is circulating in the whole body and is associated with the tissues, dhatus, if one tries to remove it forcefully through the Shodhana procedure, it destroys, it gives the harmful effect, giving not a fruitful result to the physician, right? So, this is the importance of understanding two different avasthas, sama, niramata. This is the clinical significance. So, coming to contemporary understanding of sama, of this ama, so generally we can consider it as a free radical theory. Free radical theory. So, what is this? Free radicals can be pathologically correlated to AMA. Definition of free radicals is it is nothing but an atom or a molecule that contains one or more unpaired electron, that is it exists in a incomplete metabolic state. That is why you can correlate it with the free radical theory. So just to see there in the tabulated form I have given AMA and free radicals. AMA, whatever we have discussed now, the Lakshanas, Avipakva, Samyukta, Shuktatva, Durganda, it attacks all the molecules in the body and forms chain reaction AMA. Okay, so free radicals. So what is it? Avipakva, same thing, incomplete metabolic state. Asamyukta, it is not assimilable. Okay. Then Shuktatva, Durgandata, it undergoes putrefaction further. ಕೊಳ್ತು ಹೋಗೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, undergoes putrefaction and further emits the foul odor and further travels all over the srotas and causes sadanam sarvagatranam. So here the last line that has to be mentioned in the free radical and ama here. Okay, so ama, that which travels all over the body, all over through the srotas and causes sadanam sarvagatranam. So under free radical theory, it attacks all the molecules in the body and forms a chain reaction. So that is why we can consider these two things. All the metabolic waste remnants like blood urea, serum creatinine, serum bilirubin, serum amylase, inflammatory debris are considered as ama. So modern diseases directly result of, consider it as a direct result of malasanchaya. This is what has been explained by Madhavakara. Amam annarasam kechit kechit malasanchayam. So direct result of malasanchaya is nothing but the ama, which includes atherosclerosis, is nothing but deposition of the fatty substances in the arteries. There atherosclerosis, gout, gallstones, kidney stones, tumors, etc. All these can be considered as a ama. So this is the understanding, contemporary understanding. Some even opine that xenobiotics can be considered with the ama. Xenobiotic is nothing but a foreign chemical substance found within the organism that is not normally naturally produced by or expected to be present within that particular organism. So this is what. So biotransformation is the chemical alteration of the chemicals such as nutrients, amino acids, toxins and drugs in the body. The xenobiotics are thus the biotransformed via several different pathways into the less toxic contents and more polar products, which are detoxified by the liver and excreted by the kidney and otherwise. Thus, xerobiotic is a foreign chemical substance found within the organism that is not normally, naturally to be present within an organism. So, this can be, these two things can be correlated with ama. Okay. So, next, moving on to one more important concept, that is avarana. So, what is this avarana? It is also very, very important, but Very few points has been included under the syllabus. They have asked only for the definition of avarana and what are the different beda of avarana classification. So mainly I'm concerned with these things and I'll be explaining this concept avarana. So the concept of avarana is a unique and the most difficult condition in Ayurveda to understand, analyze and interpret by the physician. Acharya Sushruta defined Vata as a self-generated and all-pervasive. The wrong diagnosis of Avarana Vata may lead to faulty management, which may deteriorate the further condition. So it is highly difficult to diagnose this condition clinically. So let us see what is it. Vayur balam, Vayur data sharirinam. So Vayu is the life, it is the strength, it is the sustainer of all the creatures. Vayurdata Sharirinam. Next line. Vayur Vishwamidam Sarvam. Prabhavayur Kirtitaha. This is taken from Charaka Chikitsa 28 chapter says, entire world, master of all the activities. It is known for its ashukaritva. Vata is not known for its chalatva, that is the movement. So Vata, it is a unique dosha which differs from other doshas in many ways. For instances, Vata is the leader and Pitta and Kapha are dominant. That is why they are called as Pangu. All the Kapha, Dhatu, Mala, all these are dependent on Vata to carry out their normal functions. So, in the pathological state, also Vata has double path of its vitiation, that is, vitiation may occur due to either Dhatukshaya Janya or Avarana Janya. So there are mainly causative factors for the vitiation of Vata are either Dhatukshaya Janya, Avarana Janya. So in Dhatukshaya, there will be depletion of the Rasadi Dhatus that results in the Prakopa of the Vata. In case of Avarana Janya, Margavarana Janya, there will be blockage to the path of Vata. So again, there are two types, Murta and Amurta. So in case of Murta Varana, Nidana points towards the vitiation of the Avaraka, that is Pitta, Kapha and Rakta, rather than Vata Prakopa Karanas. In case of Pitta Vrta Vata, Pitta Kara Nidana will be there, not of a Vata Kara Nidana. In case of Anyonya Varana, that means Avarana in between the subtypes. In Nidana of the Avaraka Vata will be there. Example, in Samanavrta Vata Apana, Samana Vata will be vitiated and occludes Apana Vata. To understand these terms in better, we'll go to further slides. So, coming to pathways of Vata Prakopa, it can be either because of Dhatukshayajanya or Avaranajanya. Coming to pathological conditions of Vata, this can be seen in three ways. First is Kevala Vata. Kevala Vata disorders, the word Kevala refers to dosha asamshrita, that is, pathological state of Vata without association of the other doshas. So here, the etiological factors of the Vata are depleting in nature due to decrease in the body tissues, the dhatus, occurs resulting in increase of the Akasha, and Vata increases to fill this vacuum, leading to its Prakopa. In such condition, Hetu are of Vata, Linga are of Vata, Upashaya and Anupashaya all are because of or for Vata. So this is Kevala Vata, only related to Vata dosha. Next is Dosha Yukta Vata. It can be called as a Samsargaja or Sannipataja. That means it refers to association, samyoga with other dosha and causing the pathological condition. So it is a pathological state of Vata due to its association with Pitta or Kapha or both, which may be caused by combined hetus of both the doshas involved. Clinical manifestation of Vata as well, Anubandha dosha may be there. So in this case, primary dosha Vata dominates in Hetu, Linga and Chikitsa. Next is Avrata Vata. So we'll further learn what is Avarana, what is Avrata, what is Avaraka dosha. So let us Study first Avarana word definition, its derivation. The Avarana word is derived from the root vrij varane. That means to cover, to surround, or to encircle. Coming to the definition, according to Chakrapani Datta, the term Avarana he defines as Vega Pratibandhaka, and Vega is defined as Vega Pravrutyunmukatvam Mutrapurishadinam. So, thus, avarana is the obstruction to the spontaneous stimulation for the movement. So, wherever there is an obstruction, you can think clinically regarding avarana concept. So, avarana, it is the obstruction to the spontaneous stimulation of for the movement. So, one more, avarana sangaha. So, one more definition, he is saying sangha. Avarana is nothing but an obstruction. One more definition, avarana samsargaha. Avarana, it is the combination of two doshas. Next definition, avarana vimarga gamana. So that is, avarana is the process of altering the direction. So here you need to think regarding altering the direction. Okay, so that is how you understand the avarana in these terms as an abstraction combination of two doshas. Avarana means vimarga gamana, which alters the direction. It is the pratibandhaka. Next, coming to two components involved in the avarana, very, very important to understand. First is avaraka, the substance which obstructs the pathway of the vata. It is called as avaraka. And the dosha or vata in general, or its components or subtypes, that is covered by the avaraka is termed as avrita dosha, or it is also called as avarya. So here you need to know about two important terms, avaraka and avarya, or it is also called as avrata dosha. Coming to the synonyms, it is called as abhibhava, that means overpowering or predominance. It is ruddha, that means which obstruct or impede or hamper. It is achadana, that which covers. It is veshtana, that means which encompass or encircle. So all these are synonyms in relation with the word avarana. So, when avarana of vata occurs, it is known as avrita vata. So, whenever someone tells you regarding avrita vata, immediately you have to think that when avarana of vata occurs, it is known as avrita vata. So, avaraka and avrita, I have explained you now. Avaraka, the substance which obstructs the pathway of vata. Avarya or avarita, that which gets covered. So usually that which covers avarya will be vata dosha only. So in the image there you can see two circles. You can think it as an imaginary two balls, one small ball, one big ball. So small ball refers to avarya and big ball is avaraka. So imagine there is a small ball kept in front of you, which is avarya. Okay, so I place one more big ball in front of that. So whether you are able to see the small ball which is representing avarya here, no, right? Because avaraka or the big ball is obstructing the small ball here. That is why you are not able to see the small ball which is placed just front of avaraka. So this is the importance of understanding two terms, avaraka and avarya. And the central idea of avritavata here, the gati is disturbed due to etiological factors other than its own vata vitiation. So please note here gati is disturbed due to the hetu rather than vata. Though vata is the one which is avarya here, but this avarana concept is because of other etiological factors rather than vata related issues. So coming to certain avarana terminologies, avarana of vata. So avarana of vata, it is obstruction to the vata movement. It can be due to either pitta, kapha, dhatus, malas, or even by other vatas or subtypes of vata. Next terminology, samanya varana. So vata gets obstructed by either dosha, dhatu, or Mala. It is called as Samanya Avarana. One more term, Anyonya Varana. So Anyonya Varana means subtype of Vata gets obstructed by another type of Vata. So that's called as Anyonya Varana. That means there are two Vata doshas which are playing as one as Avaraka and one more is Avarya. Both are subtypes of Vata only. And Avaraka, it is the factor which causes the obstruction of Vata, and Avarya is that which gets obstructed, and preferably it will be Vata dosha. So coming to general principle of symptomatology, and that means the lakshanas. So how to identify? So avaraka. So here there is a shloka quoted down. You can see this is taken from Charaka Samhita Chikitsasana, 28 chapters. Chapter Yasya Yasya Karma Vriddhihi Sa Avarako. So avaraka, it is Swakarma Vriddhi. It is also called as achadaka. That means because of swakarma vriddhi, the vriddhi lakshanas are manifested here. So lakshanas of avaraka, that means the which dosha covers the avarya is termed as avaraka, and its symptoms will be manifested. That is why it is called as achadaka avaraka. Next is yasya yasya cha karma hanihi sa avrtaiti. So swakarma hani, it is termed as achadita. So lakshanas are here, it is hidden or decreased. Swakarma hani will be there, decreased lakshanas when compared to avaraka. So avaraka will be the stronger, that which covers. Okay, so generally in avaranavata, excessively increased avaraka suppresses the normal functions of avrta. So ataha prakopanantaram vayu avaranam karotiti sambhadyate. So here the increased avaraka suppresses the normal function of avrta. So if at all, if avaraka is stronger than avarya, then avarya loses its function and there is an increase in function of avaraka, that's thus producing the symptoms more of a avaraka and vice versa. So how to understand this vice versa here? If avarya, suppose if avarya, that which is being obstructed, so initially it will be having weaker symptoms. It will be weak. Swakarma hani will be there. If at all avarya further, if it becomes strong, then the avarya will increases its function and there is a decrease in function of the avaraka. So this is vice versa. So both things can happen, but generally in avaranavata, excessively increased avaraka suppresses the normal function of avritavata. So coming to Bheda of Avarana. So according to your syllabus point, they have asked only to enumerate different types of Avarana. So highly concentrating on the Bheda of the Avarana, they have only asked you to just mention what are the different types of Avarana. So mainly Bheda, it is 42 types of Avarana are explained in the classics in detail. First is Doshavarana by Pitta and Kapha. So Pitta Avritavata, Kafavrata Vata. That means here Avaraka will be Pitta or Kafa and Avarya will be Vata dosha. So Pittavrata Vata, Kafavrata Vata. Next is Datva Varana Vata. So Raktadi Shardhatu and Sarvadhatu. Total it is 7. So there is a Avarana by these Dhatus. They are 7 in number. Next, Annavritavata, Malavritavata, Mutravritavata. These are 3 in number. And next classification is Avarana of Pranadi Panchavayu by Pitta and Kapha. So Pitta and Kapha, right? There is a Avarana here. So total 10, 5 into 2. 5 types of Vata into 2 Pitta and Kapha. And others opine that they even consider Pittavrata Vata, Kaphavrata Vata and Pitta Kaphavrata Vata in this classification only. So that time it will become total 44. Coming to Anyonya Varana Vata of subdivision of Vata, I have told you Anyonya Varana means there is a Avarana between the Avaraka and Avarya, where both Avaraka and Avarya will be Vata subtypes only. So totally it is 20. 5 types of Vata into 4, it is 20 Anyonya Varanavata. So in addition to these Avaranas, there is something called Mishra Varana. They are also mentioned and they are said to be innumerable. Some add to total 42 plus 5, considering 5 types as Mishra Varana. Okay, so that time it becomes 47 types of Avarana. So coming to one more Veda, so according to Ashtanga Hridaya Nidana Sthana, 16th chapter, he mentions Vayuravaranam Chato Bahubedam Pravakshyate. So Bahubedam, it is innumerable because of the Mishra Varanas, he says. Okay, so Vatasya Bahubedam. Bahubeda refers to Aneka Prakara of Avarana Prakarshena Vakshyate. This is said in Sarvanga Sundara commentary. So coming to Avarana Beda, 44 types. What are those? Anyonya Varana of Vata, I have already told you it is 20 types. Then Doshavrita Vata, 13 types. Occlusion to Vata by Pitta and Kapha. So it is 13 types, what I have explained in previous slide. Dhatvavrita Vata, 7 types. Annavrita, Mutravrita, Varchasavrita, 3 types. That means occlusion to Vata by food, urine and stool. And last one is Amavrita Vata. Vata, here it is Avarya by Ama, occlusion to Vata by Ama. So this forms 44 types of Avarana. So coming to types of Paraspara Anyonya Amurtavarana. So you need to be very specific with these terms. You should be very well known. All these terms, all these are synonymous word. Paraspara, Anyonya or Amurtavarana. They are totally 20 types. Pranavrita Vyana, Vyanavrita Prana, Pranavrita Samana, Samanavrita Prana, Pranavrita Udanavata, Udanavrita Pranavata, Udanavrita Avana, Apanavata. So likewise, among the subtypes of Vata, there are 20 types of Avarana. This is called as Anyonya Avarana or Amurta Avarana or Paraspara Avarana. Next is types of Samanya Avarana. So in the previous slides, I have told you the classification enumerated. Now I am giving you what are those types of Avarana. So here in the slide, Samanya Varana or Murta Varana. That means they are totally 22 in number. So Pitta Vata, Kapha Vata, Rakta Vata, Mamsa, Meda, Asti, Majja, Shukra, ಸರ್ವಧಾತ್ವಾವೃತವಾತ ಅನ್ನ ಅನ್ನಾವೃತವಾತ ಪಿತ್ತಾವೃತವಾತ ಪಿತ್ತಾವೃತ ಉದಾನ ಪಿತ್ತಾವೃತ ಸಮಾನ ಪಿತ್ತಾವೃತ ವ್ಯಾನ ಪಿತ್ತಾವೃತ ಅಪಾನ ಕಫಾವೃತ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಉದಾನ ಸಮಾನ ವ್ಯಾನ ಅಪಾನ then ಮೂತ್ರಾವೃತ ವಾತ and ಪುರೀಶಾವೃತ ವಾತ. So total there are 22 types of samanya or murta avarana. This much if you write in your exams, that is enough. You need to write the detailed classification. So most important thing, the aim behind today's presentation regarding ama and avarana, the exam point of view, you can expect from both the topics ama and avarana from all the categories, that is multiple choice questions, short answer question and long answers question, because these are very very important topic and they are mentioned under must know context, right? So all these fall under must know. That is why you have to give more preference for these two syllabus points. So you can expect from 1 mark, you can expect for 1 mark for MCQs, 5 marks for short answer question, long answer question, 10 marks. So always you have to start whenever you are writing your exam in order to fetch more marks. Start with introduction. So then explain in detail regarding that particular topic. And at the last, you end it with discussion and conclusion. So discussion, you will discuss the thing, and at last conclusion part, whatever you have understood, you have to apply it with clinical things, and you have to analyze and write with the examples at the conclusion part. So that time it will fetch you more marks. And specifically ama, so whatever shlokas I have mentioned, whatever the definitions I have mentioned, very 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 important, All, each and every shloka you have to by heart. At least 3 shlokas. Definition of ama, samanya lakshana of ama, and ama gunas. Then Sama concept, Sama definition, what is Nirama, Sama Nirama Lakshana of Vata Pitta Kapha. So all these malas, especially it is the Purisha, Sama and Nirama Purisha, that is Jalanimajjana Pariksha. All shlokas you need to by heart, and while writing, always you have to write both shloka as well as the explanation. Only if you write shloka, again you will get half mark. Only if you write explanation, again you will get half mark. So in the first paper, it is like a mathematics. So if you write, you will get complete marks with the shloka. Shloka and explanation. Always write point by point. In points, write in flow chart wise. Always don't write in paragraph. Okay, write point by point. You highlight whatever is the important thing. Shlokas. Okay, so examiner will not be having time to check each and everything. They'll mainly check for like very important points. If you write all those, they will be expecting certain words which are very important in that particular context. So if you write that, definitely it will fetch you much more marks. So any doubts regarding this, you can ask me, or even you can collect my mobile number or mail. Okay. So thank you, Team Panchajanya, for providing me the opportunity to enhance your knowledge and to throw some light regarding my views on topic of Ava, Ama and Avarana. Thanks a lot. So I hope it's clear. It is beneficial for your forthcoming exams. Thank you.